so far for the Cavaliers.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And I think another key will be, can they continue to knock down that mid-range shot? They've been very good here early.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, the two stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4. Kyrie Irving is out there with Iman Shumpert, and it's Thompson in at the 5.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Well, Clark, a bit of a down year shooting-wise for Kyrie Irving last season.
Yeah, it sure was, and you heard some sources within the Cavs organization questioning his leadership, too. I mean, the chemistry in Cleveland, not really where it needed to be, kind of a mess all season, quite honestly. And Irving is still young and has a lot on his shoulders and maybe started to show some of the frustration with the expectations and demands that have been placed on him. But now, you know, as he continues to grow as a leader, having LeBron James there and some other veterans who've come in should really help smooth that out for the young standout.
Now here's Butler. He has 7, just 5 to shoot. Offensive rebound. And Gibson kicks to Brooks. Shoots a fader. Good on that shot. And with that, the Cavalier lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Gibson. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. And for Irving, a chance to learn from the best player in the world. On winning more games, I think it'll really help his development as a player and a leader, too.
That's guaranteed.
Brooks kicks to Gasol. Brooks up on top. He's covered by Irving. Butler goes in. On target from 13 feet. Butler's got 9.
It was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
Now let's send it to Doris on the sideline.
Well, Kev, the Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau, known as one of the most demanding coaches in all the NBA, he said the teams that are special always play with a rare intensity. That's just how championship caliber teams play. He added, I don't think you really feel pressure if you're putting everything you have into each and every day. Sound strategy, Kevin.
He's one of the best getting that kind of effort from his players, Doris. Thank you.
Well, at least the defender got his money's worth on that one.
Yep, that was an easy whistle for the official.
The Bulls have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And not a very strong free throw shooting team in general. Guys, they shot 73% as a team a year ago.
And that just has to improve, guys. I mean, the free throw shooting is something that has to get better. You're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage when you shoot that poorly from the line.
Bulls trail by 8.
Bulls were a team last year that just never gave up. That was their identity. You know, they didn't have a ton of talent, but they played with a toughness and a defensive mentality that always seemed to keep them moving forward.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Irving against Brooks. Irving double team. Gibson with the steal. Here we go, all alone. And Irving pulls it down.
Can't say I'm surprised that one didn't fall. He can barely dunk it in the pregame layup line. Fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already a very good performance in period number 1.
Chicago calls timeout. Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Butler. Bulls trail by 8. Brooks outside. Passes it to Gibson. Back to Brooks. Clock at 6. Heinrich outside. Three-pointer. Love grabs the board. Love's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And Shumpert kicks to Irving. Another 3 for Cleveland.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Chicago is...
I like that he didn't force anything in that first half. His decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot hungry, even the tough ones.
So for Chicago right now, D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the back. Inside at the 4 and 5 are Gasol and Noah. And it's Dunleavy in at the 3 slot. Clock at 4. And it's Rose missing.
Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Well, the score has a lot to do with that, Clark. Just based on that, you'd think the rebounding gap would be huge.
Well, last season, Tristan Thompson made the decision to change his shooting hand, Clark. He went from shooting with his left to now shooting with his right hand.
Yeah, I've not heard of anything quite like that before, but he improved his free throw shooting substantially as a result of the change, and he gets to the line fairly often, so I think that's a nice development. I love that young man's work ethic and what he brings to a team in terms of rebounding and physicality.
I think LeBron's going to like playing with him.
I agree.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Rose against Irving. Butler dishes to Rose. Butler kicks to Rose. Can't get it to go. Good D from Love. The Cavaliers leading by 15. Irving with the ball. And Rose picks him up defensively. Irving against Rose, and he gets the bucket. Irving's got 43 points.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through, and that's not something they should get away from.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Chicago calls timeout. Well, Knicks ownership guys frustrated last season that Iman Shumpert didn't participate in the Summer League. And, Steve, they were hoping he'd test out for some minutes at the point guard position.
That's right, Kevin, and we heard his name arise all season long in trade rumors.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, guys, Tom Thibodeau had some advice for his team in that last timeout. He laid out their priorities for them, which began with his admonition that offensively they attack the basket at every opportunity. He said also that their offense needs to be a patient one. He told them, don't rush things. Use as much of that shot clock as you need to. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the fourth quarter, and maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris.
And for Shumpert, his shooting numbers were down last season. He'd shot over 40% from long range in year 2, but was down to 33% last season. That can happen sometime in the course of a career. Still good from the corners with Shumpert, but perhaps he shot too many from above the arc.
And guys, for Shumpert, where he's got to improve is finishing around the rim. With his size and athleticism, I think he could be better scoring in the paint. You know, LeBron has an interesting tradition during the playoffs. He turns his cell phone off, stops watching sports television, and instead he watches movies and reads books. Kind of sounds like a good life lesson for all of us.
Rose kicks to Butler. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Rose. Shot to stop the drought. Good D by Irving. And for LeBron, that tradition started a handful of seasons ago, Clark. Even catching reading books in 4 games.
Well, you know, I've heard it said that all readers aren't leaders, but all leaders read. And LeBron James, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, autobiographies of Malcolm X, Jerry West, and even his friend Jay-Z, he has dedicated himself to expanding his knowledge. That's a good sign.
As you did. You are a voracious reader.
I love to read. I've always loved to read.
Butler attacking. Outside Rose. Shoots it. And the Bulls with another miss.
It's been a great day for them on the boards, Clark. That's definitely been a major factor in building this big lead.
And, you know, from a number standpoint, the advantage might not be that large, but they have been manhandling them inside.
The Cavaliers have been all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
And you look at the numbers from a year ago, guys, this is a club that hit about 75% of its free throws. Well, LeBron James having his nose broken last season by Serge Ibaka, short of that, he can seem at times invulnerable. His durability, just one more thing that sets him apart. Third
quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Love Love grabs the board.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter. And we head to the final buzzer in a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. This will go in the books as a really gaudy win for the Cavaliers.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Irving. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do anything really to stop him.
The shot by Heinrich, no good.
This is really ugly, guys. I mean, he can't get anything to go.
Here's the three. Irving can't get it to go. Into the Bulls, shooting not great, 40% for the game. Muhammad with a screen on LeBron. McDermott, no one around him, and the Bulls with another miss. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Irving with the ball. Guarded now by Aaron Brooks. Irving passes to Shumpert. Back to Irving, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, the defender draped all over him.
Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. Tony Snell comes in for Aaron Brooks. Both free throws good for Irving. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And this game is finally getting away from them.
Yep, it has gotten away. There's not really anything they can do now.
Here's Gibson. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist.
This is a tremendous solo run he's on. I mean, the kind we've seen him have so many times before.
Nobody near Irving. Drains the three-pointer.
They certainly haven't let these fans down tonight. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
It has been. I mean, the atmosphere has been great, and no doubt that helped with the winning effort.
So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thanks, Kevin. LeBron, what have you discovered defensively that enabled you to win this ball game?
I mean, well, they broke us down still off the bounce. We want to do a better job of trying to keep our chest in front of them, but we did a really good job of contesting their shots, and it allowed us to get on the boards and get rebounds.
Perhaps not perfect, LeBron, but certainly good enough. Thank you so much. Kev, over to you.
Doris, thank you.